Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, and Sekhmet the Kitten. How appropriate that Sekhmet is here for this unboxing. It is my pleasure, it is my absolute honor and pleasure to do an unboxing of the Lineages of Change Tarot, a tarot deck that was inspired by the late and great Octavia Estelle Butler. Octavia Estelle Butler, also known as Octavia E. Butler, also known as Octavia Butler, was the author of, among others, Kindred, Parable of the Sower, Parable of the Talents, its sequel, Fledgling, Bloodchild and Other Stories, the Pattern Master series, Lilith's Brood series. I could go on and on and on. She was the first published African-American woman writer of science fiction. And just beautiful. I'm going to read the synopsis in the back, and then I'm going to officially open the box. Well, I'm going to also read the quotes on the sides. The Lineages of Change Tarot flows from the wisdom of black change makers. Let me try that again. Take two. The Lineages of Change Tarot flows from the wisdom of black change makers throughout history, including Octavia E. Butler, Audre Lorde, June Jordan, Lucille Clifton, James Baldwin, the late and great James Baldwin, the author of, among others, Giovanni's Room, Alexis Pauline Gumbs, and more. Our team of black oracles, herbalists, and artists have generated a visionary tool that reaches through time to guide us in the changes we can make for liberation in the present. Includes 78 richly illustrated cards, a 230-page book featuring quotes from black luminaries, plant medicine guidance, and 4 original spreads plus a go bag for your deck. Now, I want to read the quotes that are on either side first, and then I'm going to go through everything else. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty, said by the late and great Maya Angelou. And then this quote from the current and great Assata Shakur. Revolution is about change, and the first place the change begins is in yourself. I want to add that one of the oracles, one of the authors of this work, is Adrienne Maree Brown. Now, Adrienne Maree Brown is a writer that I'd never heard of before. Actually, she has several titles. Author, writer, activist, and she absolutely is somebody that I'd never heard of before until one day when I was in Philadelphia. In fact, it was August 2020. I had gone to Harriet's, named after Harriet Tubman. And one of the books that I saw that was drawing me was Octavia's Brood. Octavia's Brood was co-edited by Adrienne Maree Brown, and I'm going to need to put a link in the description box because it's bothering me that I do not remember the other co-editor's name. And it was a collection of short stories and novellas written under the lens of speculative fiction, science fiction, and Afrofuturism. Now, for the record, I don't usually read short stories. Drake, is everything okay? Okay, just checking. But every once in a while, I'll have like a craving for a short story anthology or a short story collection. Just like some people may have a craving for like Reese's Peanut Butter Cups or, cookies and cream ice cream or something like that. So, yeah. So she is one of the oracles. She's one of the authors. And one of the artists is John Jennings. Now, John Jennings happens to be the artist who illustrated the graphic novel adaptation of Kindred, as well as the graphic novel adaptation of Parable of the Sower, and the forthcoming graphic novel adaptation of Parable of the Talents. So, I'm going to try not to inconvenience Sekhmet, who's having a lovely nap, a lovely cat nap. So we have the go bag. Look at this. This is beautiful. We have the guidebook, kind of a chunky guidebook. We have the deck. This is the top portion, so the Fool to the Three of Earth, more commonly known as the Three of Pentacles. And then we have Four of Earth through to the Divine Force of Fire, which I believe is equivalent to the King of Pentacles. Yes, by the way, so the seed of the element is equivalent to the page. For example, the seed of fire would be the Page of Wands. The root of fire would be the Knight of Wands. The mother, capital M-U-T-H-A, mother of fire would be the Queen of Wands. And the divine force of fire would be the King of Wands. And they all fit in here beautifully. Actually, let me take a look. So, let me see. Can I put you in like this? Yes, I can. So it can go horizontal or it can go vertical. So I'll leave it up to you, if you have this deck, what you prefer. I prefer doing it horizontal because it creates like a flattened effect where it's like I can like keep everything nice and neat. And when I don't have the deck in the pouch, the go bag, I can keep it like this. And look at the gold edging, the golden edging. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And of course, one of the most well-known passages from Parable of the Sower, God is change. That has been a constant for me ever since I read Parable of the Sower. Sturdy box. And of course, you know, one thing with me, when I purchase a tarot deck or an oracle card deck, I love seeing spreads that are exclusive to the deck. And I'm going to read a portion to you because, yes, Sharing a Dream by Chelsea Cleveland. Chelsea Cleveland is one of the other oracles, meaning one of the other writers of this deck. People often herald Octavia E. Butler as a prophet. In fact, when I held a book club at my former job, someone said Butler's Parable of the Sower didn't even feel like sci-fi. But the fact of the matter is, Butler was fantastic at assessing current conditions and making scarily accurate predictions of the future. She once said of Parable of the Talents, "This was not a book about prophecy. This was a cautionary tale, although people have told me it was prophecy. All I have to say to that is, I certainly hope not." You might find it interesting to know that in Parable of the Talents, the sequel to Parable of the Sower, there was a presidential candidate who uses the phrase, "I shit you not, make America great again." I know somebody who, when she read that book, the book dropped from her hands. Like, it's as if she was holding living fire, and she just dropped the book where she stood. I love the format of the book. I love the preparation, the suggested practices with regards to herbs, the adaptations. For example, the god seed is more commonly known as the high priestess. The acorn, the emperor, the pattern, the acorn is more commonly known as the empress. The pattern, the emperor. Ancestral wisdom, the hierophant. The seed, the page, maid, princess, or daughter. The root, the knight, jack, prince, or son. The mother, the queen, or the mother. The divine force, the king, or the father. And I find it fascinating, the different herbs that are connected. For example, for the god seed, more commonly known as the high priestess, we have ginger. And it just so happens that this past Monday, day of the moon, the planet associated with this card, my life partner / divine consort and I purchased some groceries, including a box of ginger tea. Coincidence? No way. And for the acorn, the empress, rose. Of course, rose. For the pattern, the emperor, the card that's astrologically aligned with the sun sign Aries, we have dragon's blood. Coincidence? No way. Anyway, pardon me. So, I'm very excited about this. The other things that I want to include in this unboxing is the poster, the two-sided poster that was a stretch goal that was illustrated by John Jennings. And I'm going to open it out, and I'll show you the front side, which is titled New Sun by John Jennings. Can they see the whole thing, Drake? Thank you. Drake is more commonly known as my awesome audio-visual person for my YouTube videos. And the other side is All You Change. When I first read Parable of the Sower, and I read God is Change, I could not help but think about a witch's chant. Everything she touches changes. Everything she changes. Oh, I'm not saying it correctly. I apologize. Now, it just so happens that initially I thought Loving Corrections was the guidebook for this deck. It is not. It is actually a collection of writings which features Adrienne Marie Brown, Alexis Pauline Gumbs, Kong Lee Sun, Susan Raffo, Alexis DeVeux, Andrea J. Ritchie, Micha Cardenas, and Caitlin Breedlove. The copyright for this book is 2024, it's this year, and it has ruminations, murmurations, acknowledgments, an introduction titled Being in Right Relationship, and poems. But what I find fascinating is that these poems are named after spells. For example, a winter solstice spell, a spell for the spring equinox, a summer solstice spell, a spell for the fall equinox, a final winter solstice spell. And then we have the conclusion, From Fragility to Fortitude, and the afterword by Janine de Norvay. I am looking forward to reading this because I'm fascinated by it. There are different footnotes. For example, in the copyright page, letters from Ursula Le Guin in Writing Imagination, writing, not writing, like making right, R-I-G-H-T-I-N-G, not writing like writing. Ursula and her loving corrections are included with permission of the University of Oregon Libraries, Special Collections, and University Archives. The cover design is by Herb Thornby, and I just love the whole thing. I love the whole thing. And I was also given a copy of the AK Press Fall 2024 catalog. AK Press is based in Chico, California, and their slogan is Radical Publishing, not just radical books. I will include their socials and their website in the description box for this video. I am very happy that the goddess gave me the opportunity to have the money free and clear to pledge for this Kickstarter. And I am so, so happy to have the Lineages of Change Tarot in my life. And yes, in case you are wondering, it will absolutely accompany me to the next month's Moon, Serpent, and Bone 6th annual Yule Night Market, which I'm very much looking forward to for so many reasons. Quite frankly, I'm being a little non-traditional with the decks that I'm going to bring to that market, and really to every market going forward. Specifically, now more than ever, oh, it doesn't fit in the box like this. It won't close. Okay, that's fine. I can put other things in the box. Like the things that don't fit, never mind. And I love the design on the box. I love the gold triangle, the gold pattern. And I use that term specifically because of her Pattern Master series. Or rather, the late and great Octavia Estelle Butler's Pattern Master series. Let me know in the comments if you also pledged to this Kickstarter. Let me know if you've read any of the works of the late and great Octavia Estelle Butler. I will eventually read all of her works. Right now, I just have Parable of the Sower, both the novel and the graphic novel adaptation, as well as Kindred, the novel and its graphic novel adaptation, Bloodchild and Other Stories, but eventually I will probably own every book that she ever wrote. As always, thank you, well, first and foremost, thank you to AK Press, Adrienne Marie Brown, the other oracles, the other contributors, the other artists, and especially John Jennings, for co-creating, for lovingly and powerfully co-creating this tarot deck inspired by the late and great Octavia Estelle Butler. That's number one. Number two, thank you to AK Press for publishing it. Number three, thank you to everyone who pledged to the Kickstarter. And, of course, to all of you in YouTube land, thank you so much for all the likes, all the comments, all the shares, and all the subscriptions to my YouTube channel. And an extra big and beautiful thank you to all of you who have already scheduled your sessions. I wish all of you a beautiful night, a wonderful week, a glorious weekend, a happy and healthy holiday season. And, as always, stay in tune with your intuition. Stay safe, stay well, stay hydrated, and stay tuned for the next video. Isn't that right, Segment? You gonna be in the video too?